Okay, Pakistan. What are we looking at here? Cruising to another victory in ODI cricket. Interesting. Bangladesh all out 193. Pakistan chase it down 3 down in 39 overs in what, Pezza, I would describe as a procession.
They made light work of Bangladesh. This was a shit game on a slow deck, but it was in Lahore. And I was enjoying, for a brief moment, the Pakistan leg of the Asia Cup.
Right.
Or as some say, Pakistan.
Okay.
I'm rattled at pronunciations.
Yeah. TGC is brought to you by cricket.com. Download the cricket.com app right now for all the stats and analysis. It's user-friendly and revamped for every cricket fan's liking. You can also follow cricket.com/TV, their YouTube channel, cricket.com's YouTube channel. Explainers, fan cams, watch-alongs. There is so much content every single day on that channel. It's all over their YouTube channel, cricket.com/TV. Pez, the first of the 3 things today. I want to talk about Haris Rauf, and I want to say Wreck-It Rauf, which I'm not sure if that's a global brand necessarily, but Wreck-It Rauf was in the building, 4 for 19 off 6 overs, pace, guile, seam off the deck. It's actually an amazing story, generally speaking, Haris Rauf, given that he came from second grade in western suburbs of Sydney here in Sydney Test cricket.
That's where he came from.
That's where he came from. That's where he really made a mark. And people thought, okay, this guy's done well in second grade. This guy can go all the way in international cricket. So often with the Pakistan attack, it's all about the pack. It's all about the wolf pack. It's all about the fast bowling cartel. Haris Rauf today gets 2 wickets twice in two lots of overs, comes back, obviously blows Bangladesh away. But, for me, I'm just going to put this out there. I think Haris Rauf is quite good, and I think he can probably play first grade here.
Wow. Mate, that's an enormous call, and I think take it easy as we're heading into the World Cup on some of those massive... I don't think you should be talking about blowing up and cooling jets, but... Wreck-It Rauf actually sounds like the sort of thing a speech pathologist would say to a child trying to work on rounding their R's. I just wonder if you've heard that before. Just a little parentheses there. Okay. Absolute fucking wheels, this guy. I don't know what to say. And it's strong, and the entire visage of it is like, it's about brutality. It's about muscularity. You feel like if you touched him, it'd just be like brick.
A little bit firmer than what you expect.
When we had the fortune to interview him, the voice was a lower octave and gruffer than I had expected, and I like the entire package of it.
Yeah.
I'm curious about him bowling first change.
Yep.
It makes complete sense.
Sure.
From a cricketing perspective.
Yep.
Is that the only perspective that matters? Some would argue yes. Cricket is all that matters. But
the seam shot took a wicket first ball, but what about Haris Rauf with that gravelly voice?
Exactly. Like, I want to go back to under 12s where the fastest bowler bowls first. Now, Shaheen can push it through.
Yeah.
Nazim can push it through.
Yeah, gives it a whip.
But Haris Rauf is just that slight bit faster, and I want to see the damage he can do with a shiny white ball.
Yeah. Would you describe him as strong as an ox? Like, what kind of animal would you associate that strength with?
Yeah, that's the only animal I can think of that's strong.
Yeah. And just a touch firm, muscular. The deltoid's a little bit more round than what you'd expect.
Yeah.
I like doing this.
That's right. When you're trying to figure out whether someone has good deltoids, you go and touch them like this.
The old boulder shoulders.
That's right. Like you're carving pottery like Patrick Swayze.
In Ghost.
What a movie.
Bangladesh lost 5 for 19 at the end of their innings. And indeed, they lost the last 4 wickets. They lost all 4 of those for 3 runs. Mushfiqur Rahim and Shakib both made 50s, I suppose. Bangladesh for so long, they've got good players, they've got good cricketers.
Sure.
And it's just consistently a level below, in the sense that you've got to work hard for your wickets, your runs. It's just always a little bit below. You know what I mean? It's just good cricketers, up and comers here, guys doing good things. Shakib, obviously great record in international cricket, but it's all a bit just a level below. And looking at Pakistan, thinking
well, especially when you're playing Pakistan, whose cricket is so scintillating at the moment that I think the lid is off for the World Cup. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Winning 2 or 3 games in a row. One of them was actually washed out, but everyone's decided online that Pakistan was winning that game. Where India hit 266.
There's no history of Pakistan fucking stuff up. Never.
Sorry, I just can't get out of my head the fact that as soon as this show is over, we're going to our producer to make a meme of you being Patrick Swayze sculpting Haris Rauf's deltoids, but his deltoids are actually replacing the pottery in Ghost. You know what I'm saying?
And somewhere there's an ox. There you go, Charlie.
Yeah, I know what you mean about Bangladesh. There's a couple of good players knocking around. Of course, Rauf, Islam, he bowled well.
Yeah.
Shakib Al Hassan, with Mushfiqur, sort of help rescue the innings or give it a modicum of respectability.
Yeah.
I got to say, it was a tough watch. While it was nice to be in Lahore, etc.
Yeah.
The deck was slow. It was very third grade. A lot of stuff a lot of catches in front of the wicket. A lot of the Bangladeshi batsmen early on struggling to deal with the idea that the ball was slowing up off the deck, even though it was coming through at sort of 148s.
Yes,
that's why you're seeing a lot of wickets that way as well.
It's quite tennis ball at 148.
Yeah, is like, is this? Can I call this slow if I actually can't see it?
Right,
they're thunderbolts.
Yes. Okay, well, let's get into the second thing. I want to talk about Imam and Rizwan, who cruised home. Imam made 78 off 84. Rizwan 63 red off 79. I think, Pez, Imam may well be slightly underrated. I just get this sense in my head that I feel like he often puts a good platform for the rest of the batters. Babar obviously missed out this time, made 20 or something, but Rizwan in the middle order now. We've seen him opening the batting previously in white ball cricket. But do you know what Imam's average is in ODI cricket?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say it for you. I'll say it for you anyway. It's 51.
Okay.
51 in ODI cricket. He's got 900s and 19 50s. Like that's like best in the world stuff. Opening the batting in white ball for ODI cricket. It's that's why I got this feeling like, is he a bit underrated? No. His stats suggest he's actually one of the best in the world. Proves it again here. I want to talk about Rizwan's celebration, if you'll indulge me, for his 50.
Okay.
He pushes, I think it was Miraz down the ground, down to long on, and then he just like rests the bat on the stumps at the non-striker's end.
Yeah.
And then just puts his both arms like this, and then just goes to, I forget who was batting with at the time. I don't think it was Imam. And that kind of celebration is cause for concern heading into the World Cup. I think, 50s are a dime a dozen. I think you're celebrating these days 300s. I
don't know, man. If that's a World Cup final and he rests his bat and does that to Modi. No, you're right. That is cause for concern.
We just want peace. Can we just have some peace?
That might be what he might just be two peace signs. You know what I mean?
That's right. I couldn't see his fingers.
Exactly.
He could have been doing Nixon at the top here.
So easy to say from Melbourne. I know what you mean about Imam. I wonder if he needs a little bit of a package appraisal from TGC. I think that particularly in like the Anglosphere, you're already going to look down or frown upon guys that don't have that lean muscular build. Do you know what I mean? Like, and it looks like it could be leaner. He's obviously wearing glasses as well, so there's not a lot in the rig package suggesting, pristine, fine cut athlete, right? And also I think he starts from underneath in terms of people's appraisal of him. But I would argue, and I will, that that's wrong, because I'm watching last night and I'm seeing in the background, again, the visage of the Inzamam Ul Haq enclosure at Lahore, and there is his unhurried, unruffled, casual, elegant, graceful nephew going about his business. Right. Just suggesting a little hint of his uncle there in the way he carries himself. Right. Now, he doesn't have Inzamam was more than cult status. Inzamam was a gun.
He had a certain gravitas to his persona.
Inzamam was a very well-defined brand in terms of what it was he was offering, how he was understood by his home fans, and how he was understood away from home as well. But against the Inzamam backdrop, I think it's working for Imam Ul Haq. If you can just squint a little bit, you've got a little ghost of Inzamam there, once again coming back to ghost. Yes. The enclosure, the unhurried style of play, some glasses. I think it's a brand, and I think we can work with the brand.
Okay, so the next game for Pakistan and indeed India is Pakistan against India on Sunday evening for the Super Fours. Now this could be the last time they play each other, or could be the second last time they play each other.
Whatever
in the tournament. Such is the importance of the game. It could be never again. It's so easy to get recency bias with this one because we've just seen Pakistan just completely demolish Bangladesh and just, they've demolished them whilst also being relaxed and cruisy in the manner of victory. But I'm looking at this Pakistan team, and it seems the most put together that I think I've seen other white ball teams, though it's so hard to say because no one plays ODI cricket anymore, and even when they don't play the best players. But you compare them to India, which still feels like there's just a few missing pieces there. It's recency bias because we've just seen Pakistan play well quite recently, but Pakistan are a better team. Pakistan are a better ODI team than India.
Yeah, I think people are getting ahead of themselves with this shit at this time of year.
I'm getting ahead of myself.
Oh, I do.
I'm talking about this game coming up, though.
Yeah, I mean, they were pretty even Stevens when they played each other, and India's meant to be low on form and Pakistan absolutely firing.
True.
And I think that the nature of Indian cricket is that, like, unless they're destroying everybody at all costs and all times, there's going to be some conjecture. I think there's high energy around Indian cricket at the moment heading into the World Cup. There's obviously some political machinations, to put it lightly, vis-a-vis the name of their own country, but also just the presence of politics, as all eyes of the cricketing world will be on India in the next few months. I feel like the players, rightly so, should be reserving emotional energy at the moment, and there's going to be so much more chat and noise around them. I just looking at the rhythms of sport, I wouldn't be surprised if India just sort of flexed a little in the next game or two. You know, just showed that they don't write us off just yet. And I think with Pakistan, I love the entire package of it. You know, it's very much close to my Australian heart. Just big throbbing quicks, a couple of gun bats, and shut up Khan's eyes. But I think there's some holes there as well. You know how these things always are. It's like, oh, Pakistan, they're fucking firing. Yeah. India at the lowest ebb ever. Rahul Dravid, Rohit, flick it. The answer is never in the extreme. It's always somewhere closer to the middle. Pakistan by 10 wickets.
Hashtag AskTGC. Hey, and also get your hashtag AskTGCs into the comments below, and we'll read them out on the next show. Indeed, be Monday morning after the Sunday night's game. So this one comes in from user-BH1XV4NZ4L.
Yeah, I know him, yeah.
Hashtag AskTGC. Only yesterday did I come to the realization that Sam refers to Ian as Higgos, after spending the better part of the last year thinking he has some sort of verbal Tourette where he must say, "here goes," every 7th sentence. I'm absolutely devastated at this realization, and I'm outraged with not only myself but the entirety of the continent Australia for convincing me my favourite YouTuber is disabled as fuck. In protest, I told my Australian cousins that they are all dumbasses who don't know how to communicate properly. My question is, do I finally start accepting that I can be mistaken and rectify my failing relationships, or do I keep blaming other people for my own obvious issues?
Not the first time we've had this style of comment. Yeah. Admittedly, I haven't had a comment that's gone so far as to say I thought you were disabled as fuck. Nevertheless, many in the same theme where when I say "here goes," people think I'm saying "here goes."
Here goes.
Which is quite funny to think that, like,
you're like revving yourself up.
In your head as you're watching the show, it doesn't occur to one that perhaps it's a nickname, or perhaps he's saying "here goes" every so often just to signal that he's about to continue speaking. And even then,
here we go, boys.
All right. So, anyway, here goes. Here goes. Yeah. And then I think about viewers who may wonder whether it's one or the other and decide he's definitely saying "here goes." And now I'm going to comment and call him disabled as fuck.
Yeah, that's right.
Aussies are dumbasses.
Yeah, got to play the character.
Yeah. It does make me now want to interchange saying "here goes" and "here goes." Here goes. Yeah, but it has happened. So, you know, there's people who have like issues listening to the Australian accent as well, which it's not until Aussies go away overseas, or I know in my experience, you go overseas to another English-speaking country that you realise the ugly twang of your own accent. And so then you're extrapolating that over to India and Pakistan and other Asian countries. I mean, I sympathise with them. It's a dreadful accent. But don't say a fucking bad word about Aussies or spend the next hour rinsing you.
There he goes. There she blows. See you guys on Monday morning for the review of India, Pakistan. Ooh, yeah, juicy.